The Alpha Sessions live on Radio Brockley.
We're here with Lucy Zirins. Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, good, thank you. Thank you so much for coming by. You've been down, probably this is your third time now?
It's my third time, yeah.
So you're becoming quite a regular, which is quite nice.
Yeah, I love it here. I missed you guys. It's great to be back.
Oh, we missed you too. And you've got loads of exciting things in the pipeline.
Yeah, I think so.
New single, first of all. When's that coming out?
5th of November. You've got the exclusive. I haven't told anybody that yet. So yeah, the single's coming out 5th of November. It's called One Long Goodbye.
Amazing. And how long has that been in the making for?
So the album has been a year in the making with the single. So yeah, that's coming out at the end of January 2019. And we've just shot a video for the single as well. So that's going to be coming out all at the same time. It's very exciting. So got very muddy filming that around Sussex. So.
Did you film it?
We filmed it around Devil's Dyke in Sussex, which is this amazing, beautiful, scenic place. But there was a lot of walking about, and I actually rolled my ankle on the sheet and got covered in mud and everything, but it was so good. It was worth it. It was worth it.
And what's the new single called?
One Long Goodbye, yes.
And what's that about?
So it's actually about the guilt of being a musician, especially a female musician. I'm out on the road a lot, and my ex-boyfriend of quite a long time ago, we broke up because I just wanted to go and do my own thing. So it's actually about that whole kind of vibe of being a female musician and kind of the toll it takes on relationships sometimes. It's a really nice, happy song for everybody to hear. But it's real, so there you go.
Yeah, no, it is real, and it must be really tough to have that. But you need to do what you need to do, and it does mean you have a kind of mini tour coming up soon as well.
Yeah, so I'm away quite a lot in November. We've just done a little mini tour, me and the guys in my band we went to Leeds and Wigan. We did an accidental rugby tour where we went to St Helens as well. We did like all the rugby towns, but we're going away. I've got some gigs in November, so I'm doing Vauxhall City Farm on the 1st of November, so that's a London gig for anybody listening that wants to come along. And then I'm doing the 16th in Macclesfield, a place called The Wharf, the 17th at Cobbles and Clay in Haworth, and then the 30th I'm away for the Great British Folk Festival, which is exciting. So
I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah, it's very exciting. So I'm actually doing the introducing stage. So they have this big stage every year where if you're a small act, you get invited to come and play. And the idea is that if you do a small slot and it goes down well, you can potentially go and do the bigger stage the year after. So
amazing.
Yeah, it'll be really nice. So that's actually I think it's in Skegness. So I'll be going to Butlins for the weekend, which is exciting. Can't wait for that.
But Butlins is cool, so it's fine.
Yeah, I'm actually back there. Oddly, I'm doing 2 gigs in the same place. I'm there in January as well for the Blues Festival as well, so they can't keep me away.
So what's the selection process for these festivals? Do you have to apply? Do they pick you out? How does it work?
So the Folk Festival is actually a guy that I've worked with for a long time on and off doing gigs, and he just calls me up every now and then and says, do you want to come and do this support? Do you want to do that? And then that's how I got it, basically. It was just all connections that I've had for a long time, being in this game for 11 years. So yeah.
Oof, 11 years, really?
11 years. I was 15 when I started, so you can do the maths on that one.
You're still a spring chicken.
Oh, I don't feel like it, honestly. 11 years of doing road hogging, it all goes out the window.
Do you still enjoy touring?
Yeah, I do. I would always say, though, the travel is the work, the gig is the fun part. So making music is the amazing part. Touring's quite hard, but I don't do long tours now, which seems to work quite well for me. So, yeah.
Do you have anything, I mean, you've been doing this for 11 years, as you said, which means you must have done, I'm not even going to try and count how many live gigs you've done, but do you have anything that you have to do before a gig, otherwise you just can't gig?
I always drink hot water, that's the thing, which people behind the bar, like if you're playing a pub gig or something, you go and ask for like a kettle and a cup of tea. I think they look at you a bit like you're a diva, but you know, I have to have my cup of hot water, and I just have to have like a bit of quiet time. So I used to spend a lot of time talking to people before a gig and stuff, and I love talking to people after the gig, but before I just have to have like a little minute to myself, because it takes quite a lot out of you when you go and play, you know, and you're giving everything on stage, and I feel like you kind of give the magic away beforehand if you like talk to people too much. Does that make sense? That probably sounds like diva-ish, and afterwards I'm like in the crowd having a wine or a gin and chatting away, but you know, well, beforehand I'm like, no, I just need a little minute. And
do you still get a bit nervous?
Yeah, totally. Oh my god, I'm a nervous wreck before I go, and I'm like, oh, what if this goes wrong, and then I step out and it's like, oh, I'm fine now. This is where I belong.
Yeah, no, you definitely do belong on stage. We've seen you live, obviously in the studio, but also at a couple of gig venues. And one that sticks out particularly is at the Bedford, which is a great venue to play because everyone's always really quiet.
Yeah, it was lovely. It was really nice that you guys came along to that.
Oh, that was a while back. But do you have any like gig highlights from the summer?
What did I do? I can't even remember what I did. That's awful, isn't it? I actually curated a stage in August, which was cool. So I picked all the acts for that rather than playing at it, and then stage managed it. So I did that at the end of August.
That's a bit different.
Yeah, the Great British Rhythm and Blues Festival. I've been doing that for 10 years as an artist. It was so nice to go back and kind of do that curation.
What made you want to do that?
I actually got chosen for it. They sprung it on me, and it was like a bestowed honour to come and do it. So yeah, it was a real privilege to be able to do that, and I was very, very lucky. And it taught me a lot about kind of being on the other side of it, what promoters go through and stuff. So it gave me an appreciation for that. So it was great. Yeah, it was really good. Yeah,
nice. Are you going to play a song? Is that all right?
Yeah. Should I play the new single?
Yes, please. Sounds great.
Sound good. Are we cool? Take my heart to the gallows, run as far as I can run. Been trying to escape from the love that we made, but I need to face what I've done. This was a crime with no witness. Lord, I've served all my time. Mistakes that I've made have left a price to be paid. Can't seem to figure out why. Just know that I loved you. Swear that was true. And when I held your heart in my hands, I gave it all I could, more than I should, more than I could stand. As I turned to go, put my feet to the floor, don't really understand why I never could stay. My life has been one long goodbye. Lay me down on these letters. My words are a bed that I made. Though the shackles are free, I'm still down on my knees. No reason for this I can defend. Know that I loved you. Swear that was true. Oh, and I never meant to do you wrong. It's just the wrong time. And it seems in my life that has no start and no end. I have no regrets of the moment we met. I don't want to turn back the time. Maybe it's the way that I'm made. My life has been one long goodbye. Maybe it's the way that I'm made. My life has been one long goodbye.
Such gorgeous voice.
Thank you.
So cute. Yeah, new single sounds amazing. Which takes me on to the new album. Like, how long has that been in the making for now?
Yeah. It took me a year to write and make it.
Okay.
had a lot of the songs written, and then I kind of worked with my producer, Jim Knight, who did my EP. And we kind of took the songs apart and then put them together again, which was a really interesting process for me, because I've never really worked that way before. And we actually played everything between the two of us.
Wow.
Which was super cool. Actually, my keys player came in the last day and filled in a few little bits, but we actually played everything. I've played bass on it, played ukulele, I played synth, like I'm singing on it. It was super cool.
Not all at the same time?
No, I haven't got that many hands. I've tried that one, but but yeah, no, it was great fun. And the single actually is super kind of Fleetwood Mac-y in the vibe, which is exactly what I wanted to do. I just went in and said, right, with this record, I just want to experiment. So that's exactly what we did, and we had a great time making it. So hopefully that's going to come across.
So you didn't go into the studio with what you wanted in mind. You kind of just, by experimenting, saw what you thought sounded good and then went with it? Yeah,
I guess so. The only goal that I had in mind was that I wanted to make a record that sounded like me. And I wanted to make a record where I didn't worry about what the live sound would be. So I wasn't thinking about, how do I take this out live afterwards? It was just a case of, I'm just going to go in and create a piece of art, just like the Beatles used to do with their records when they stopped touring. And so for that reason, I was just really open to everything, and we had such an amazing time doing it. It was such a learning experience as well, because there was a lot of things, like playing electric guitar and stuff on the record. I hadn't done that for such a long time, and I would have been so scared, I think, with anybody else except Jim, who I know and trust so well as a friend, to just go in and kind of play with things, and he would always at one point, there's a WD-40 can played on the record, we were just standing there going ding, 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 and he let me do that, and he encouraged me, and it was such a great process.
How do you come up with ideas like a WD-40 can?
That's why you have a producer. Because this is nuts, but this is what we're going to do today. And you just go with it, and he was saying to me, he said that it was great, that I just kind of put my emphatic trust in him. I just went, let's just have fun with it. So I think it'll be the most different record anybody's ever heard from me, but then I'm quite excited about that. I think you've got to grow as an artist, so that's what I've tried to do.
You touched on that briefly before, about how you can go and record something in the studio and then you go and play it live. Do you worry about that transition quite a lot?
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, going out on this mini tour that we've just done in October, that was kind of the first time I took out an electric guitar and an amp on one of my gigs, and it was so nerve-wracking. I was like, I don't know if it's going to translate that well. And actually, once I got into it, all the anxiety just washed away, and it's not like anybody went like, oh, Judas, I was expecting to have the Bob Dylan moment where they were going to come on and just hand me the acoustic guitar back and say, right, no, that didn't work. But
don't ever do that again.
But actually, everyone was amazing about it, and I think it was something that I'd built up much more in my head than I needed to, and actually once I relaxed into it, it was great fun. So things can only change from here, we'll see.
So anyone that follows you on social media will know that recently you've been posting quite a lot about like mental health and some struggles and stuff, and you've got this amazing ability to be able to turn the negatives into a positive. And every time we look at like your Instagram or your Twitter or your Facebook or whatever, I just kind of look at it and I go, yes, watch her go.
Oh, that's so
like you've done it so well, and I think like you've genuinely, we were chatting a little bit off air about this, but you've really helped to open up that conversation of mental health, but also as a musician. How much do you think the mental health thing is relevant to a musician? Is it a big part of? I think it's huge. I think it's enormous. I think as creative people, I mean, I was saying to this to you off air, but I think as a creative person, myself personally, I feel everything so strongly, and it's I'm a person of extremes. When I feel sad, I feel very sad, and when I feel happy, I feel very happy. And obviously, I think that for creatives, because we're making things all the time and stuff, there's a lot of self-consciousness and a lot of, you've got to constantly keep yourself motivated, and all of those things impact on your mental health in different ways. And I think that certainly for me, the reason that I'm so open about it is, when I started playing guitar, the reason I started playing guitar was that my uncle, I'm very honest about this, my uncle unfortunately committed suicide when I was 12, and I inherited his guitar, and I just think that I would never want anybody to feel trapped in the same way that he was. I would want everybody to be able to have an open conversation and say, I feel this way today, and just be like, that's okay. And I think that certainly as musicians, touring is something that really impacts on your mental health. You don't sleep enough, you're not eating the right things, and all of those things can take their toll on you. So I just really want to make sure that people see the reality of it. And I think that actually as well, a lot of, I hate the word fans, but a lot of fans engage really well with that, because they understand then that you're a human and they want to support that. So I just try to get on with it and make the best of it and have a laugh, along the way. But how are you healthy to yourself mentally?
So I got into meditation. I've been slacking on it a bit recently, I will admit that. But that's fine, you know, life gets in the way a little bit. But yeah, I tried to take some, you know, I was saying about having a quiet moment before a gig. That's almost like a meditation for me. I make sure that I go to the gym. I've been going to the gym a lot, which is
seen
great.
That on Instagram.
Lift heavy things, which always makes me feel good. And actually that's helped with my physical health a lot with playing and stuff. And then I also try to make time, you know, to be with family and be with friends, and also find things outside of music, because this is what I do, but it's important that it's not everything I do, and that it doesn't take everything from me. So I give out a lot through my music, and I think that if it's good to find ways to take back, and I think that's true of everybody. We've all got to practice, I hate the word, but self-care, you know. You've got to have a bath and see your friends and have a glass of wine and enjoy your life, because that's what it's about. So yeah, I'm trying to get that balance back in.
Are you finding that people are quite supportive about it as well?
Yeah, definitely. It was funny because I did the gig in Leeds, and I was saying that somebody tweeted me afterwards. He said, I had no idea that you were anxious, you know, and that you get anxious about things like driving and things. And I said, that's true, but my point is that I overcome that every day when I get in a car and I drive to a gig and stuff. I want to show people that it doesn't need to stop you. The mental health is not, it's not an inhibitor, you know. It can actually propel you to write really great music, and it can encourage you to be stronger than you know. So yeah, I would encourage anybody to talk about it openly, and especially through music as well, share that, because people will relate to that in their own way, which is the beautiful part of it. So yeah.
Cool. Are we good to do another song?
Yeah, I'm trying to think what to play. That's really unorganised, isn't it?
No, it means that it's live, and it means that we're being spontaneous, which is great.
Cool. Okay, I'm just going to go for this one. This is Close to the Wire. In a little while, you'll take everything that you need. I'll be gone like a breath on the breeze. Fall away to the edge of the known. Pick my feet up and go. In a little while, I'll be gone with the sun on my back. Take my bad dreams and fade into black. Blow away all the dust in my soul. Found a new place to call my own. Feet are walking faster now. Heartbeats scream so loud. Can you hear the drumming sound loud in my ears? Ready now, I'm getting close. Heat rises, time moves slow. Heading for the falling fire. So close to the wire. In a little while, there'll be nothing of me in this place. Turn away with the night on my face. Make your memories fade into ash, like the love that we had. Feet are walking faster now. Heartbeats scream so loud. Can you hear the drumming sound loud in my ears? Ready now, I'm getting close. Heat rises, time moves slow. Heading for the falling fire. So close to the wire. Wire. Yeah, 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 yeah. Feet are walking faster now. Heartbeat screams so loud. Can you hear the drumming sound all loud in my ears? Ready now, I'm getting close. Heat rises, time moves slow. Heading for the falling fire. So close to the wire.
Another danger of me completely zoning out. It's really awkward. This has happened several times today, where like we've just had a live musician in the studio, and I was just saying to Kat before, like I go to this parallel universe where I'm just like really enjoying the music. and I just forget about what's going on. And then suddenly there's this red light. You were talking about nerves before. My biggest fear is that the red light comes on and I just sit there and I don't say a word.
In that case, I would have just gone like, all right, don't worry.
I know, it's all good. I also, before someone comes into the studio, it doesn't matter how many times someone comes in, but I tend to do a bit of digging around just online, find out what they've been up to, all that kind of stuff. And you've actually started a new blog, which talks about the music business, which I thought was really, really interesting because obviously, like you were saying before, you've done this for 11 years now, like you know what you're doing. And it kind of talks about what it's like for an independent artist.
Yeah.
Were you kind of anticipating that it would be a way for people to kind of clutch onto information and learn from it, or was it just an outlet? How did it all start?
I mean, so the blog's called The Rejection Business, and I'll be honest, I haven't written on it recently just because I've been away on tour and been lots going on. I've been slacking on that side.
It's so interesting.
Thank you. So it's an outlet for me. I used to blog quite a lot on my old website, and then I kind of took everything down. I think there was this big part of me that feared that people would read it and then it was almost, I don't know, I worried that people would find it a bit cringeworthy. And then actually, for me, part of getting over my anxiety is to be more confident in myself and the person that I am. So I decided to set up the blog to talk about things honestly, because like I said, I think that people actually will engage with the journey, and that if people want to come along with you, those are the kind of fans you want to keep, you know. So basically I set it up to talk about it honestly, and also to give an insight to fans that maybe don't know exactly what being an independent entails, but also to help other independent musicians that might not know everything that they need to know. You know, things like how do I get my music online, things like that, you know, and what do I do if somebody offers me a deal and it's not the right deal. That's actually a blog that I'm going to be writing soon, because with the album I went through quite a lot of different potential deals. A lot of aggregators, distributors were interested, and then it all kind of fell apart. So I want to be really honest about that so that people can understand, musicians can understand what's a good deal, what's a bad deal, and also that fans can understand what goes on behind the scenes as well. So yeah, that was a long-winded of saying it's both.
No, look, it's really, really interesting. And when all of that stuff did fall apart, what was it that kind of made you want to get back and get on with it, and what was it that it gave you the determination to continue and not stop?
It was a realisation. I'm not going to lie that it didn't hurt. But I don't do this for anybody else but me in a way. You know, I make music because it's the thing that it's cliche, it's the thing that I was made to do, you know. I've known that I wanted to do this since I first put a guitar in my hands and I wrote my first song, you know. So there's nothing ever going to stop that. And I think taking back some of the control and going like, okay, well, they might not like it, or they might have offered me a bad deal, but that doesn't mean that the music itself is bad. And as long as I am true to myself and I keep making the music that I want to make, then people will engage with that. And that's the only thing I ever wanted from this. It is really cliche, but I just want to make sure that people feel something when they listen to the music and they have something to relate to. So as long as I'm doing that, I'm on the right path, and that kind of spurred me to keep going. It's what always keeps me going. So yeah, you can take something good out of every situation. You know, I learnt a lot from that, so I don't regret any of it.
You're definitely on the right path if that's what the right path is.
Oh, bless you. Thank you.
So you're obviously from Burnley.
Yeah.
You spent quite a lot of time in London now.
Yeah.
What's it like going home and playing live? Does it feel weird?
Yeah. Well, it's nice when you go and you do a gig like because I was up north for these dates and stuff. It was nice to get that northern crowd reaction. It's a hey rather than ooh. But
do you find there's like a totally different mentality?
No, but well, I think northerners like more of a beer, don't they? Because they can stay out later because they didn't used to be the night tube and all this business, did they? No, I think that it's funny. The gigs down here have a different vibe to the gigs up north, and I think sometimes that's because going up north is almost like homely. You know, I've got fans that I've known for a long time that are up there, but I love gigs down here similarly because they open. I see different people all the time, you know, so it's constantly opening new doors and things. And I think that it doesn't matter which one it is, as long as I'm playing music, I'm having fun. You know, you can play a gig to one person, and if they love it, then that's all that matters. So yeah, I love it. It's great, isn't it? It's
so good.
Yeah, it's what I love.
Bit of a random one. You've got a hashtag that's songs from a pink dressing gown.
Oh God, yeah. I knew you were going to bring this up.
What?
Okay, so this started, there's a story behind this.
Okay.
God, I am chatting a lot, I'm sorry.
No, it's good.
Okay, so when I shot my first music video, which was for a track called Home off my first album, we were filming in the snow, and I was in like a frock with like short frock, no ties, ballet shoes, and I was absolutely cold to the bone. Now, because the guy said, oh, you might need a costume change at some point, I'd put my dressing gown in the car just in case. And what happened was we were filming in this venue, and I was about to go home, and I put my dressing gown on and drove home with it. Oh, and like, if a copper had gone past, they definitely would have stopped me. I looked like a mad woman. And then I started just doing, like, you know, I'd be randomly on Instagram or Facebook, and I would post me, like, chatting away or me playing a song, and I would be wearing it, and I didn't think anything of it. And then someone said, oh, songs from a pink dressing gown should be a thing. So I was like, cool, I'm on it. So I did a couple of videos with it. I actually need to do a couple more. I'm going to do some more as the record comes up to being ready.
We should adopt that style and make it a thing that every artist that comes into the studio has to wear a pink dressing gown.
Or their own version of pyjamas, whatever it may be.
Exactly.
It's about just having fun as well. Do you know what I mean?
Good.
Everyone's got such a presented thing on social media, and I just want to take that facade away. So, yeah.
Well, I could sit and chat to you for the rest of the evening. To be honest,
I'm northern. I will chat and chat and chat.
But I've got Alan in my ear going, come on in, we need to wrap it up. So final thing I would say is a reminder of when the album's out.
The album's coming out at the end of January 2019.
And the single?
5th of November.
And where can we catch you?
So I'm playing, next gig is Vauxhall City Farm in London. So yeah, come see me.
And if you want to find out more about you, because we like what you sound like, then where can we go? What can we do?
www.lucyzirins.com, and Zirins is Zirins.
Amazing. Are you all right to play a final song for us?
Yeah, I will do.
And thank you so much for coming down.
Oh, bless you. Thanks for having me again. Here we go. Lay me down, head upon the ground, looking up to heaven. I wait and listen for the sound. You know I call you Peter if you'd open up the gate, but it feels like it might be a little too late to get on the right side of wrong. So take my hand and lead me to the light. Wash me in the water, I swear I won't put up a fight. And hand me a Bible, a bullet and a spade, 'cause I wonder if I'll ever get there someday, and if I'll get on the right side of wrong. So sit on your throne, and I'll call you my king. Get down on my knees and pray for some peace within. But you're just a man with no soul to keep, and I wonder if my hands will ever get clean, and if I'll get on the right side of wrong. So pay no mind when I start to fall, 'cause this gentle sin comes to take us all. There's no use in crying, the dark lies in wait, and it comes in the night, oh, to steal you away, oh, from the
right side of a road.